Right. Fresh off the Madrid Derby, fresh off, I should say the extended Madrid Derby because of
Yeah,
the what
Babs.
10 to 15 minutes that had to have a delay because of the crowd.
Yeah.
But the game drew 1-1. What was your thoughts on
Mhm.
the game?
It really wasn't a bad game, especially from a Madrid derby standpoint, in the sense of it really wasn't that fiery, except for, like, let me say, from about the 80th minute or so, when things started to get a little testy and stuff. The delay happened somewhere around the 67th or 68th minute, I believe. And as you were saying, I mean, the fans getting on rowdy, but the game on the field wasn't as rowdy as they were getting on, So, what the hate for Couto, I don't get it. I mean, yes, he's a former Atletico player that go into the rival team, but he has he went to another team before that. There wasn't like a Figo from Barca to Madrid situation, right? So, but they have their hate. It is what it is. Madrid, I wouldn't say Real Madrid was playing decently well. The only issues I had, and which they more or less paid for, is that they took too long getting the ball out of the backfield. Right? They tried to play it, and the ball was keep on getting stuck. There are a few incidences where Jude took it upon himself and dribbled the ball or or pushed the ball rather, and that got them out of the high press that Atletico had them in the back and relieved some of the pressure. But there were other instances where, especially when it went to Mendy, the ball would stick, and that created a lot of problems for them in the defense. The goal, on the other hand, from Atletico was a good goal from Correa. You know said that he's a speedster, and he used his speed to get past the defenders who were basically ball watching, and he did well to get it past Courtois and around and shield off Militao. So um, I guess was the result was an expected result. Um, at least they didn't lose like he was thinking they would. So a good game nonetheless, only spoiled by the Atletico fans. Um, de- they're bullshit basically. So good game all around.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. It kind of hurts as a Madrid fan to lose points down at in the dregs, basically last real play of the game. But yeah, it is what it is. It was a good goal by Correa. I thought it would have been offside, but it was
Mm.
correctly looked VAR looked at it and correctly put it onside. So that was great. Um, Overall, was a good game. In my opinion, true. I mean, he had a great game. So did Valverde. I think the both of them look really, really good in the midfield. Also, I would say Modric looked good in midfield. I think part of why we end up in that situation for the draw is because we took off the midfield controller because he was kind of controlling the pace of the game a bit more in terms of
Mm.
getting the ball back and keeping everybody calm. I think we lost that. Otherwise, can't complain too much. Atletico Madrid actually had 48 hours less than Real Madrid to actually prepare for the game due to all the fixtures and everything are falling.
Mm.
So they making their substitutions pretty early. All five substitutions pretty early made sense. And it did change the way that they played because in the first half, it was there was no real threat to Real Madrid goal in the first half. And then in the second half, as they changed players and they kept on putting on different types of players, that's when Atletico Madrid got the opportunity to run at Madrid a bit more. So kudos to Simeone and the way that he put forward the tactics for the game, especially with less time to prepare. Um, I have no real complaints from Real Madrid other than that slip of the defensive mindset coming down to the end. But outside of that, I think it was a pretty good game from both teams.
Mm. Agreed. Usually, you just have your grouse with Madrid in terms of them starting slow, but Real Madrid that is, and you couldn't see that for this game. This game they played pretty calm, pretty under control. They took the chances when they could, and they didn't really lapse too much in the defense. Or is it that maybe Atletico didn't threaten too much earlier in the game? So they didn't really force much saves out of Courtois, but all around good game, as I say, from both teams. It was surprising that it wasn't a bit more aggressive or fiery or that usual head-to-head rivalry arguments and hard fouls on the field. Um, but it was still good to see a good clean game as well too. So yeah, I mean they move forward. It's a draw. Barca lost yesterday, which was interesting. 4-1. So
4-2.
4-2, sorry, yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean they you would have liked to see them pull the 3 points because especially so the goal came so late, the equalizing goal came so late. But hats off to Simeone, he made the adjustments throughout the game, even with the 15-minute delay, which we thought would have been a hindrance to. It could have been a hindrance to either team. I don't think it really played a difference because they both played pretty much the same as they were playing or were going to play. So, yeah, good game.
Yeah, I mean, there were a few nasty moments. I mean, Fernando Llorente. Sorry, it's not Fernando. That's not Fernando. That's Marcos Llorente.
Marcus. Yeah.
Yeah, with that studs up tackle at the end of the game, which wasn't necessary. Straight red card after VAR reviewed it. It wasn't necessary. Other than that, also it wasn't too many nasty moments. Nothing to really shout about too much. I think the referee did an excellent job, especially when the crowd started to get rowdy and stuff like that. I think
Yeah, hats off to
overall
him, definitely.
he handled the situation pretty well. I would say hats off to Vinny for not being as into every single decision that the referee made for the majority of the game. So hats off to him for that. I mean, at the end, everybody seemed to get a bit more worked up. So I wouldn't really discredit him for the end of the game, coming down to the end before you were substituted too much, because that's
Yeah,
when you were seeing a lot more nitpicking from both sides on every which aspect. It was good to see Endrick come on. I think it was a poor decision for him to shoot from that far out when he had the breakaway. But that's part of what you get when you have such a youthful player playing up front. They would make decisions that not always is the best, especially worse yet that it was successfully last time he did it. I can understand the confidence, but I think in that situations you kind of force the ball more towards the opposition half and you try and hold up the ball a bit more just to burn some time. Because at that point in time, the second goal, while it's important, yes, I think keeping the lead is even more important than that. So we should have waited for Jude, get the ball across to Jude, and let everyone come into the play and burn off some more time off of the clock. But it didn't happen. But as I said, that's part of youth. They will learn, he will learn, and eventually make better decisions.
yeah. I mean, I didn't mind him going for the goal, but the shot from way outside the 18 that really was unnecessary, especially when it says yeah Jude coming up on the left flank. So, as I say, yeah, it's part of the process of a young player coming into especially a squad like Real Madrid, and with a forward line that he has to play behind basically of the caliber of that they are right now with Mbappe, Vini, and Rodrigo. So he wants to stamp his mark as a quality player, as a quality forward as well on the team. To me, he has done it so far for the, these brief moments we've gotten to see him on the pitch. Right, he's gotten some goals for the season already, and in time it would more playing time and everything would come. But that's just nitpicking. So, but good game all around. Hey, Jude had a very good game as well too, though. I must say.
Agreed. Agreed. Yeah,
Jude had a
Jude had a
very good
very
game.
good game. Didn't score, but definitely played well in the midfield. Was up and down in terms of playing both the defensive side and the attacking side. So yeah, for sure. Jude had a really good game. As I say, I can't think of anyone who really had a bad game. Like stood out to be bad. Um
Nah, I mean,
Mendy's mm,
I was
go ahead.
criticizing Rodrigo in the I was criticizing Rodrigo in the first half for being Mr. Invisible, but um, he showed up in the second half a bit more. He had some chances at goal as well too, and some good link up plays as well too. So Mendy, for his credit, offensively he's not there, but he always comes out clutch in the defense for the most part. He had a couple of run backs where it is he was able to kill off some plays from Atletico. And yeah, I mean, as I say, nobody had a overall bad game. I really can't you really can't point to anybody and say, yeah, you were shit today. Right. So even on Atletico side as well too. I mean, their players
Mhm.
played very good. You understand? Their Koke commanded the defense as he usually does. Yeah, Correa who came on, Lindo as well too came on and provided some spark for them. For when they weren't really that attacking minded in for the majority of the game, they came on and gave Madrid defense that bit of pressure, and it paid off for them, and they got the goals. So yeah, I would say good game from both teams. Nobody had any. Well, I wouldn't say anybody had a really bad game from either side. It was very good football.
Yeah, agreed. Good football. Good football. So I think we could end it off there. Do you think there anything else we could actually raise about this game? I think we covered as much as we can about it.
Hmm.
Still a bit disappointed, I won't lie. But it is what it
It is
is,
what it
man.
is,
It is
though.
what it is. Yeah, it is what it is.
A draw better than a L. So
Yeah,
so
at
we'll
one
take
point
it.
closer to the first place, right? But 1 point closer to
Facts,
Barca at least. So
facts.
and Clásico
Especially with
is
them
coming
dropping
up
all
at the
points.
yeah, and Clásico is coming up. I think it's at the end of October, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
So
somewhere around this, something October.
that'll be an interesting one to see what's up with that.
But we'll see who's still healthy and stuff because Barca as well as going through a bit of an injury crisis over there as well too. Madrid has their players coming back. Camavinga was on the bench today, so yeah, we'll see what goes on by the end of the month.
So we'll see. And Clásico, there's always have plenty talking points, so we have plenty to talk about for sure. Really,
Definitely.
yeah. All right,
All right.
man. I
Till
think we
next
can
time.
leave it there. Yeah. Peace.
Peace.